In this bowl I have 2 1/4 cups of flour and a teaspoon of salt that I've whisked together. And in here is a tablespoon of melted butter, a cup of sour cream, 1 egg plus 1 egg yolk, and 1 tablespoon of oil. And I'm just going to pour this in to the flour. This is for the dough. And I'm going to mix this together and knead it just a little bit, and just until a good dough ball forms. And once you knead it, you want to let it sit for about 20 minutes. And you can see it's not going to want to pull together real good. So you have to get your hands in there and squish it around. It's a really wet dough, but it's not too sticky, if that makes any sense. So I'm just going to get all the flour pushed into it. And I'm just going to knead it maybe 10 or 12 times. Just enough to make sure it's all mixed together. I guess the consistency of this would be a really runny noodle dough. And before you start your dough, you want to put 3 cups of cubed potatoes in water to start boiling. That's for the filling, and that's good. That's needed enough. I'm just going to let it sit on the counter for 20 minutes, and we'll be back when we're ready to do the filling and roll this out. Okay, the potatoes are done, the dough is sat, and we're having flies all over the place today. I'm going to cut this dough in half. In this bowl I have a 1/2 cup of shredded cheddar, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to add those potatoes and mash them.
Mash them in here.
Okay. Make sure you put your potatoes in there hot so it melts the cheese. I'm just going to roll this out thin, but not too thin. You don't want the dough to tear. I guess they make pierogi cutters, but I'm using a large biscuit cutter. I'll cut them all out. Get you just a little bit, little pea size amount. I guess that's not pea size. Just a little spoonful amount. Hold on, because I forgot to get water. Just brush water around the edges to help seal them. And if you make a lot, like if you double the batch and you're not going to cook them all, you can freeze these. Just stick them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer. Make sure the edges are pinched together. And you can take a fork and just push down. I don't think that's just for decoration. That actually helps seal the pierogi. Once these are all done, you can boil them in water. Drop them in once the water starts boiling, and as soon as they float, they're done. Make sure you get them out as soon as they float, or you'll just end up with mush. You can boil them, and then what I do is put maybe a half a stick of butter in a skillet and an onion. Let the onion get soft, and once I boiled the pierogies, I'll fry them in that butter and onion. And that's what I'm going to do with these. Once they're all done, I'll show you guys a picture of what they look like. Thanks for watching. Okay, not goodbye. Thanks for watching yet. You want to flute both sides of the pierogi with the fork. And if it gets wet, when you're rolling it up, let's see if this one is, it's getting sticky. It's okay to put it in flour, to put some more flour on it, so that your hands and everything aren't sticking to it. So, just wanted to show you that. Now it's the end. Thanks for watching. I'll put a picture up of what they look like when they're done.